Sometimes the most powerful ideas don't come from a complicated chart or some dense textbook. Sometimes they come from a simple story. So tonight, let's do just that. We're going to tell a story about a timeless way to turn problems into victories, all through the eyes of a very determined little hero.
Now, this isn't just any old story. Hidden inside it is a kind of map, a guide for getting through life's biggest hurdles. It's all about a simple but really profound secret: how to take the one thing that's blocking you and turn it into the path itself. So, let's meet our hero. Her name is Pip. And while Pip may be small, her goal is huge. See, on the other side of a great rushing river grow the most delicious, most amazing sunberries in the entire world. And Pip is determined to get there.
But there was a problem, a big one. The river, it was just massive. The sound of the water was this deafening roar. The current looked angry and just impossibly strong. Standing right there at the edge, Pip's goal suddenly felt a million miles away. The river wasn't just water and rocks anymore. It had become this giant wall of fear inside Pip's mind.
But just as Pip stood there totally discouraged and about to give up, a little thought whispered in her ear. The river holds 3 secrets. 3 secrets to crossing any obstacle you could ever face. And if Pip could just learn them, well, those sunberries would be as good as hers.
All right, secret number 1, seeing the river clearly. The first secret isn't about changing the river at all. It's about changing how you see the river.
So when Pip first looked, what did she see? An angry monster, a totally impossible challenge. That was her fear talking. But then Pip took a deep breath and looked again, really looked. And what was actually there? No monster, just water, a bunch of rocks, a certain distance to cross. By stripping away that scary story, the problem suddenly didn't seem so impossible anymore.
And that, right there, was the first secret. Pip couldn't stop the river from flowing, of course not, but Pip could control the story she was telling herself in her own head. And believe me, that one little shift, it changes everything.
So now, with a much clearer head, it was time for secret number 2, taking action. And we're not talking about some giant, terrifying leap here. Nope, this is all about a series of small, smart, and brave little steps. Pip didn't try to conquer the whole river at once. The plan was way simpler than that. Just get to the next safe spot. Okay, test that first stone. See if it's steady. Good. Now, use that fallen log over there as a little bridge. See? The goal wasn't cross the river, it was just take the next step. And then, the one after that.
Of course, you know how it is. No plan is ever perfect. Halfway across, Pip puts a foot down, and the stone underneath wobbles. A lot. That panic starts to creep back in. Uh-oh, what do you do now? This is where the bravery part really kicks in. Pip didn't give up, didn't turn back. She just paused, found a different rock that looked a little sturdier, and changed her path. The goal, the sunberries, stayed the same, but the method had to be flexible. Action isn't just about plowing forward, it's about adapting as you go.
And now we come to the final and maybe the toughest secret of all. Pip was over halfway there but was getting so tired. The other side didn't seem to be getting any closer. This is all about will.
Pip's legs were shaking. The roar of the water was back, feeling louder than ever, and that little voice of doubt started whispering, "This is too hard. It's not worth it." And this moment, right here, this feeling of wanting to quit, that's a part of every single big challenge.
And right then, in that moment of doubt, Pip finally understood the third secret. The exhaustion, the slippery rocks, the fear, they weren't blocking the path to the sunberries, they were the path. This whole struggle wasn't some annoying detour, it was the price of admission. It was the journey. And with that new way of thinking, something amazing happened. Pip found a second wind. Every difficult step wasn't a setback anymore. It was a small piece of the victory. And pretty soon, with one last push, Pip was standing on the other side. And yep, the sunberries were just as delicious as Pip had imagined. But you know what was even sweeter? This new feeling inside, a quiet kind of strength. Because Pip hadn't just gotten across a river. Pip was now the kind of person who knows how to cross rivers. The obstacle itself had become the teacher. And that's really the secret hiding in every great challenge, isn't it? The problem right in front of you, that frustration, that big scary river, it's not actually in your way. It is your way.
It has the exact lessons and the exact strength you need to get where you're trying to go. So that leaves us all with one final thought. We all have rivers in our lives, right? Projects that seem too big, challenges that feel impossible. So the question is, what's yours? And how can you start seeing it not as a barrier, but as the path forward?